Thanks. I didn't know when I became a doctor. I need to check out.
I gave you a degree, sir.
Okay. Hey, good morning to all of you. My name is Partha. I headed the alumni relations functions earlier. Now I'm heading the executive education function at IIMB Bangalore. I belong to the 92-94 batch. I've been thrust into the specific responsibility, 5 minutes for intro. So I'll do the honors. Yesterday we had very interesting conversations, something that you'd typically attach to what a B school does. We had very interesting panel discussion, entrepreneurship, leadership, and stuff like that. And there is one specific thread I distinctly recall around the idea of success. I think it was the entrepreneurship track where the moderator was asking about what does success mean to each of the panelists. And, for a moment, you can step back. This is something that we constantly keep hearing about. And when we keep asking ourselves, what does success actually mean? Is success about meeting your own expectations? Success about meeting someone else's expectations? Or is success about just being, nothing to do with the doing or the performance? Can you just accept yourself the way you are? Irrespective of the outcomes and expectations, are you comfortable just being who you are? Perhaps it's a combination of all these things, the way you want to define it. So today we are actually going to listen to people who have dared to do different things. Some of them have led parallel lives. One is the corporate life, and there's another calling for them where they pursued their other interests. Top of mind, I can think of some alums who have done something very distinctly different. I remember the MC mentioning about it, but I thought, let me just put some names to some of the people that I can think of. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who are doing a lot of interesting things, but some top of mind recall some names that will contextualize what I'm saying. Yesterday, many of you would have heard Manasi Prasad. Now she's taken to music. And very successful. She left a corporate job with a consulting firm with BCG, and she pursued her interest in music. Sometimes you have this calling. You have to step back, ask yourself who you are, your identity, what is it that gives you pleasure in life, and what is it that makes it more enriching. And she took the calling, and she's doing reasonably well, happy, satisfied, spreading joy and happiness wherever she goes through music. Vineet Saraiwala, I'm wondering if people have heard about him. Phenomenal. He's 100% visually challenged. And he has started, I think, India's largest platform for providing livelihood for people with disabilities. Vineet Saraiwala, it's called Atypical Advantage. Biplab Das, I think 98 to 99 batch, he works in Sundarbans. I thought I wanted to put some names, just to let you know what people actually do instead of giving one generic yarn, right? Biplab Das, he works with underprivileged children in the Sundarbans. He left a career. He's been there for many years now, and his batchmates support him. One of the biggest trends that we have in the IIMB ecosystem are people who vicariously contribute to something they would have preferred doing, but for whatever reason, they can't do it themselves. So if someone else is doing something, you're there to support them. So Biplab is supported by his batchmates. Many of them would have loved to do something. If they can't, at least they can contribute. Ritesh Gadia, he's my batchmate, 94 batch. Last 25 years, he's been with the Swaminarayan Sanstha. He's not married. And the Akshardham temple in US, which is the largest Hindu temple in, outside of India, his footprint is there everywhere, whether Akshardham in Delhi or in the US. So the point that I'm making is, I'll come later to what are the common traits that you see amongst all of them. Samina Banu, many of you know. She is Right to Education, the youngest Distinguished Alumni Award winner last year, doing phenomenal work in that space, very passionate about what she's doing. Divya Kapoor. Again, these are people who are doing something different. We're not trying to measure how successful they are, some metrics here, there. No, no, no. We're just saying how people have the choice and the option to do something different despite the pressures of being an MBA from IIM Bangalore. That's the message. If you want to do it, you can do it. She's with in Oroville for the last 25 years. She's again a batchmate of mine. She had a very fanciful job at Deutsche Bank in treasury. People will give a left hand to join Deutsche Bank treasury during those days, but she left it. And for 25 years, she's contributing in whatever way she can. She's fascinated, and she's living a community life in Oroville for the last 25 years. And all of them are leveraging their management skills and putting it to use in helping wherever respective spaces they are and seeing how they can actually make a difference. Arun Pai, 93 batch, Bangalore walks, many of you would have heard. He also had a pretty illustrious career. He left all that behind him long time back. Professor Vijay Padaki, he was he's retired professor, 80 years plus. I'm not sure how many of you know him. Still passionate about theatre, the Bangalore theatre. So these are all, the reason I'm mentioning these names, if you look at them, they're all passionate and committed, a lot of perseverance, courage to tread paths that very few would actually dare to go. We find excuses for not doing something. They find a reason for doing something. So that's the difference. There are some more names. I'm not sure if you have heard of people who are in politics from IIM Bangalore. Are you aware of it? Yes. Ghanshyam Tiwari. You see him on TV all the time. He's an alum. Okay, he did his EGMP. Ghanshyam Tiwari of the SP. Yeah. And I have met him. Pretty smart guy, articulate. Samir Kagalkar. Have you heard him? FPM. He's in the BJP economics political cell. People are contributing to different fields. Films. In films, you have Venkat Somasundaram, Dhruva Nakshatram. You know, this has been kept for a long time. It's a movie by Vikram. That's slated to be released in the next couple of months. He's one of the producers, to the best of my knowledge. So he's been in that space for. So people have got attracted to different areas, something that has drawn them, and instead of just thinking, they actually did something about it. You know, most of us think, we don't do, we don't execute. So these are stories of people who have been passionate, who have treaded different paths. It's not a question of successful, not successful. It's just that you want to experiment, you're staying curious, you're staying inspired, you want to do something that you actually want to do. And today's session, we have been having this last 4-5 days, very hectic on campus. Every department is busy trying to contribute to make this a very memorable event, the Golden Jubilee. And today we are having a track that the MCA mentioned is slightly different. We are looking at alums who have actually have parallel lives. They have tried to express themselves differently. Just some time back, we saw the dance form, Bharatanatyam and Kathak. Again, expressing your ideas through dance. Now we have the author's session, the first track, again expressing your ideas through words. You know, there's a common way of doing something, but it's just they're expressing yourself in different ways. So author's track is one such track. We have an author's group, IIMB author's group, when I am part of the group. So we have many authors, fiction, non-fiction, who are here to share their thoughts on various aspects of writing and also centered around their book. And we also have a stand-up comedy. So we have Sridhar Venkatramana. When we came for our reunion, he was a student. And I have also seen him in the Mumbai Anusmaran. Very accomplished. You go to YouTube, you'll find many of his videos. That's also a knack. How do you entertain people? It's not easy. You know, my joke is not your joke. So how do I ensure that all of us are on the same page? And then we have a track on something so important, on mental wellness. So there are alums who have recognized the importance of mental wellness and have been contributing in their own way to that particular cause. Aruna is there, and then Rashmi Mohanty, who's also, I'm not sure if Rashmi is out here. Okay, so there are some people who would be joining us. The MC, I'm sure, is going to introduce and give you more details about each of these individuals. They have done quite well for themselves, pursuing what they truly believe in and enriching their lives. You know, you don't have to do full time. You have parallel aspects of your life, and you see how best you can make use of it. You have a day job. Authors are not going to live on the writing. You can be sure about it. They'll tell you more about it. But how can you express yourself and share your thoughts and ideas with the world, and at the same time ensure that your bank account is you're securing, you have something in your bank account to keep the fire burning at home. So I'll just stop out here and pause, and let's listen to the people that are actually making difference. And the takeaway for each one of us is that, you know, we are all made of different components. You know, you need to just reach out to your childhood or your interests that you perhaps have left behind because of the kind of life that you're leading, and sometimes just reflect, pause, step back, reflect, and say, what are you doing with your life? Is there something that you can do differently? You don't have to be a rock star. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be visible. You just need to be happy in the shoes that you're wearing. And that's the bottom line. The very fact that we're just, you know, I was discussing with Shankar, that the very fact that our senses are working. I'm out here, standing out here and expressing some thoughts running in my head, and all of you are just out there listening. Some of you listening, some of you saying, when is this guy going to go off the stage? But the fact that I am here and you're there and we are able to interact is itself a gift. The gift of just being is the greatest gift. The physically active, senses working. So let's all be grateful for the fact that we are alive and life, and we are living. So with that note, let me just stop here and hand it over to the MC. Have a great time, and hoping to see all of you back again on campus on some other pretext. Yeah? Have a great day.